So every passing day, Ben Shapiro is getting smaller and smaller in the online space, while Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens just keep getting bigger. Tucker is pulling massive numbers, Candace became one of the most watched podcasters in the world, and meanwhile Ben, the guy who used to dominate conservative media, is now struggling to even break 100,000 views on some uploads. He's even reviewing movies now just to bring in new viewers. We know he spent months attacking Candace, and it didn't work at all. In fact, the more he told people not to watch her, the more people did watch her.
I think that what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. It is evil what she is doing right now. Okay, and I say that again.
But what?
Because
like I didn't opine on whether it's evil or not, but my position is it's really none of my business. And
why is it? But I have a question. Why is it none of your business? I mean, you comment on these things for a living.
I'm not mother of.
Yeah, he wasn't just going after Candace. He was even attacking other people for supporting her. But now he's completely shifted his focus to Tucker Carlson, especially after that interview Tucker did with Nick.
Americans hate Tucker Carlson's laundered anti-Americanism. Republicans think it's trash. Independents think it's trash. Democrats think it's trash. Americans are not pro-segregation, pro-rape, anti-woman, pro-child marriage, anti-black, anti-Jew, anti-Indian, anti-Latino, anti-Constitution, pro-Hitler nutjobs like Nick Fuentes. And Americans are not pro-Putin, pro-Iran, pro-China, pro-Venezuela, pro-Hamas, pro-Fuentes, pro-Tate idiots like Tucker Carlson. They hate this vile garbage. If Republicans decide to cower before the likes of neo-Nazis and their propagandizers, they deserve to lose. And they will lose. Neo-Nazis and their propagandizers are not Republicans. They are not America First. They are not MAGA. They sure as hell aren't conservative. These people aren't to my right. They are not attached in any way to the fundamental principles of conservatism. And these people have already declared themselves to be my enemies. I'd be a fool not to take them seriously. If they get their way, they will hollow out the Republican Party, lead it to electoral catastrophe, and empty it and the country of any semblance of decency in the process. My answer is no. No to the Groypers. No to their publicists like Tucker Carlson. No to those who champion them. No to demoralization. No to bigotry and anti-meritocratic horse shit. No to anti-Americanism. No. This is our country. This is our party. And this is our conservative movement. And I will not stand by while it is handed over to those who betray the most fundamental principles I have spent my entire life defending and advocating. That is a path to defeat and a path to moral oblivion. I reject it because if we lose the right, we will lose to the left. And either way, we'll lose the country.
Can you imagine the audacity of calling out the very people who built today's conservative movement while at the same time calling yourself the defender of American values? That's why so many people online are questioning Ben's loyalty to America. And the craziest part is, there's a clip of him basically exposing himself, literally saying the exact things people have been accusing him of for years.
Do you ever wonder if one day you will have to flee the United States?
I mean, I think that every Jew throughout world history who has a brain and knows history has always wondered if a country that is not a Jewish state is going to eternally provide them security guarantees and full citizenship, of course. I mean, that's I think to think that that's why the existence of the State of Israel is the single greatest guarantor of my loyalty to the United States, frankly. Right? Because Israel exists, that means the United States is going to be a more welcoming place for me because Israel is there as a backstop in case anything should go wrong.
Yep, you heard it right. He is basically saying his loyalty to America depends on how America treats Israel. And can you imagine expecting people to see you as an American conservative when the belief you're putting out there sounds completely opposite to that? This is exactly why so many people are calling him out now.
And it's interesting because people like Levin and Ben Shapiro, who at one point had this like media empire propped up by Facebook, the Daily Wire, with some good people on it. You know, it's fine. It's fine. But Ben Shapiro spent, I don't know, a decade posing as someone who actually cared about your concerns as an American. He did it imperfectly. There were flashes that he didn't really care. But he's like, no, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative. I'm not just interested in the fortunes of one tiny country in the Middle East with a population of 9 million. No, I have a lot of interests. I really care about this country, and I'm against the trans movement or whatever. But increasingly, as everyone's gotten more hysterical and prone to sort of blurting out the truth, that veil has dropped and you can see what Ben Shapiro really, really cares about. So this is a very revealing exchange that took place.
Even other Jewish figures like Dave Smith are calling Ben out for his hypocrisy.
Being built on hypocrisy and that hypocrisy being shown. You know, look, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? Ben Shapiro built a career opposing identity politics as a proud Zionist.
Yeah.
Now you, listen, feel however you feel about Zionism. It's identity politics. Like that is the definition of you could not find a better example of a politics built on an identity. And yet you're out here saying facts don't care about your feelings. Identity politics is wrong. And then while you're saying that, your number one priority is this manifestation of identity politics. You can only keep that charade going for so long.
No, it's totally true.
Before someone sees through it.
Instead of stepping back and maybe rethinking a few things, Ben Shapiro is doubling down. He's going after Tucker Carlson even harder now, trying to discredit him and shut down anything Tucker says. The same Ben Shapiro who used to talk nonstop about cultural issues, family values, and saving America is now spending most of his time jumping from one interview to another just to attack Tucker and anyone who disagrees with him about Israel.
Tucker Carlson's morphing from, I would say, a very edgy right-wing political figure on Fox News, but certainly within the mainstream, into a conspiracist, a person who ideologically launders anti-Semitism, who ideologically launders all sorts of anti-Americanism on his show, and then airs it for the public to hear with interviews like the ones he did with Nick Fuentes, which was essentially a massage of Nick Fuentes. You know, I think that took a lot of people by surprise, probably including Kevin.
Nick Fuentes has been fairly notorious for years now, including when he dined with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
I mean, I think that's true, but I think that really in order to experience the full wonders of the Nick Fuentes catalog, you really do have to spend some time going through the receipts. I did that earlier this week on my show. And the truth is that most people don't watch politics all that granularly. Even people who are in politics don't spend a lot of time on sort of the fringe edgelord right, the way that Fuentes is. And so the sort of mainstreaming, the popularization and normalization of Fuentes by Carlson is significantly more important than just Fuentes' existence, obviously. It was a seminal moment, I think, when it comes to the right's decision as to whether Tucker himself is a source of truth or whether he is a destructive force inside conservatism.
This is the problem with these folks. The moment someone questions them or disagrees even a little, they jump straight to attacking and trying to shut that person down completely. They go all in on insults instead of actually talking things out. And honestly, if they were just open to a real conversation, I don't think things would be nearly this bad. Tucker explained this perfectly.
You want people to follow you? You want to sell your ideas to them? You want to convince them that what you're saying is true? Show some love for them. Demonstrate that you love them. You care about them. Why are we doing this? Because we think it's better for you. Shapiro and all of these guys, they don't make an effort to do that because they don't feel that way at all. Shut up, cattle. You're a Nazi. Give us the money for our preferred little country, or else we're going to denounce you. Man, those attitudes are incompatible with leadership and, in fact, with democracy itself. You can't have a country of 350 million people governed by boutique goals and concerns. I really care so much about this thing, and you better care about it too, or else I'm going to attack you and deplatform you. It doesn't work. It's illegitimate, actually. And if you keep it up, you're flirting with, real backlash, like a real one. Not Nick Fuentes, like a real one. So cool it. Listen to other people. Don't treat them like cattle. Treat them like human beings.
Exactly. The real problem is the entitlement. This idea that they get to decide who's America first and who's MAGA. Like they really think that if they call anyone who disagrees with them an anti-Semite, people will just stop listening. But those days are over. People are actually doing the opposite now. They're checking out the voices Ben tells them not to watch. Because everyone knows when a politician tries that hard to silence someone, it usually means they're trying to hide something. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more updates.